Kind of blustery, chilly, rainy morning. We appreciate you being here. And if you are one of the folks that are enjoying us this morning from the comfort of your home, we appreciate you joining us as well. So a couple of quick announcements to get us started this morning before James and I bring the talk. We'll be discussing kind of the golden rule. It is the month of February. We're going to focus on kindness and love, so we're going to be talking about that here in just a short bit. But first of all, speaking of love, kindness, we're going to engage in random acts of kindness this month. We're asking you to participate in that as well. So I have a dish up here in the front with some random acts of kindness cards. They're just little cards that have an idea on it of something that you could do this week. Tomorrow begins Random Acts of Kindness Week. It goes on all week long. And then actually Friday is Random Acts of Kindness Day. So you may see people out and about doing things like buying your coffee in line and stuff. I've had that happen to me a lot. So do what you can to engage in that this week and help spread kindness and love. When you come up and get a card, there's also a bowl of chocolates. That's to entice you up here to that Random Act of Kindness bowl. So come up and get both a card and some chocolate. That's our little gift to you this morning. Next week is our annual membership meeting. It is a meeting that is open to everyone. Only members, of course, can vote when it comes time to vote for our new board members, but anyone can attend. It's open to all. So it'll start immediately following the service. So make plans to stick around for that if you'd like to hear all of the wonderful things that we've accomplished over the course of the past year, hear about our financial standing, all of that. Come out for that. We have 4 fine candidates that are running. Their pictures and their bios will be available out in the lobby next week for you to look over before service begins. We have Joyce Elaine Sievers, Ray Giesler, Michael Shapiro, and Mark Camp. Mark is actually going to come here toward the end of the service and give us a little bit of... he's going to do it next week. Never mind. Just backtrack over that. Forget that. So be sure and put that on your calendar. That's an important day around here. It's a day we get to brag about all that we've done, all that we have done, our community has done together. So you don't want to miss out on that. Oh, let's take a couple of nice deep breaths. As we move into the rest of our day, we're going to take this word compassion with us, along with the idea of kindness this morning. But our daily word is all about compassion, and our statement that goes with this, our affirmation, that you can say with me if you like and is up on the screen, is acts of loving compassion build my strength. Isn't that a pretty picture? That's a beautiful picture, Kayla. So whether in my community or across the world, many people face hardships. As a member of the human family, I am inspired to undertake compassionate action and help however I can. Sometimes just a prayerful thought or a simple blessing can make a powerful difference in someone's life. Other times, I may be able to take more direct action. I may listen to someone deeply as they share the concerns of their heart, or I may volunteer to drive them somewhere or complete errands for them. Regardless of the form my compassionate action takes, I am motivated to be of sacred service, to bring the love and care of God into manifest form through my decisive action. Matthew 14:14 tells us, when he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them and cured their sick. So take a breath of that, just connecting with that sense of and that feeling of compassion and kindness. And that's what our Random Acts of Kindness cards are about all this week, is just connecting with and sharing from that place of compassion and kindness. All right, Reverend James.
Hello, everybody. How is Unity this morning? You doing all right? Let's all stand together. I want to invite you to take a moment to greet someone and welcome them Valentine's, everybody. In just a little bit, Melissa's going to be doing a beautiful song for us at the end of the service that you don't want to miss. So don't leave too quick, all right? Tell the person next to you, say, don't leave. Hang in there. It's going to be all right. Are you ready to sing? I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. And I'm already there, and I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, and I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. I'm going deep to know the divine. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there, I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, and I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. I'm rising up to know the divine. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there, and I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. You know I'm already there, and I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. Why, yes, I'm already there. Yeah, I'm already there. Already safe in eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, and I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. All right, beautiful. Give yourselves a hand this morning. And touch somebody and just say, you are loved just as you are. And then you may be seated. All right, we're going to invite the children to come on up front at this time. All right. Hey. Here they come. Beautiful. Love it. How are you guys this morning? Good? Love it. I can tell. She's got it. Whatever it is, she's got it. God is.
God is.
I am.
I am.
I create.
I create.
And I pray.
I pray.
And I act.
I act on the truth that I know.
God is.
God is.
And I am.
I am.
I create.
I create.
I pray.
I pray.
And I act.
I act on the truth that I know. There is only one God. There is only one.
Hey! All right. You guys ready to go to your class this morning? Okay, let's go. We love you. We bless you. We behold the Christ in you. We appreciate you. And we bless your teachers too.
I'd just like to say today, I want to thank Miss Sarah. She's volunteering with the youth group today. If anybody would like to volunteer to teach a Sunday school class, please come talk to me. I will set you up.
Yay.
If you would like to teach, if you'd like to be a part of that, you can do one Sunday or 2 Sundays or, a month. We just need your help, right? Absolutely. You can consider this your random act of kindness, but not so random.
You're regularly scheduled.
Does it have to be random?
No, I guess not.
Okay. I was just asking.
The idea is that you do it with you do an act to someone who's not expecting it, and it's even better if you do something like paying for someone's meal and they don't know who it's coming from,
Right.
and they're watching and they're looking around going, well, who did that? Who did that? And it's just the idea that some kindness was done, and of course the hope is that they pay it forward. And there was a link that I sent out this week in Synergy that. If you followed it on the Random Acts of Kindness, there were some wonderful studies that were done about how just watching an act of kindness affects people. It has a rippling effect. So, yeah, it's a nice thing to do.
I had the weirdest thing happen to me.
No, we talked about this. You weren't going to bring this up.
Oh. You guys don't want to hear this, right? I'll bring it up later. I'll bring it up later.
Oh, my goodness.
No. It was a random act.
It was a random act.
I got to tell him now. All right. We were at a local restaurant, and we were going through the drive-through, okay? And we got up to the door, and they come out, and they take your order, and then they slide your card, and you're just sitting there with your window down. It was nice. Wasn't it a great week? Wasn't it beautiful? Yeah. And so we're there by the entryway. People are walking in and out. I'm just waiting there in line, and then this guy walks out and says, "Hey," he said, "I like your face." And I just laughed. I said, "Oh, well, thank you, whatever." And he said, "Yeah, I want to eat it." That's what he said. And you could tell he was in another state, altered state. But he was looking at me with this intenseness.
What do you do when somebody says that? He laughed.
I laughed, and he said,
laughed.
And he said, "What are you laughing about?"
He said, "Oh, you think that's funny?"
Yeah,
huh?"
that's right.
So what does that have to do with anything this morning?
I'm getting to that.
Okay, good. I hope you're tying it in this morning.
As a minister who has been in the ministry for many, many years, you can relate just about anything to what you're talking about, right? But this relates really well, because sometimes, what do you do in situations like that? And I'll tell you what I did. I was looking at him, and I realized that he was the kind of person you don't look them in the eye. And so I just looked away and just started looking over this way, and and he just walks on by, But I realized that he was going through his paces at that moment. And there is that in the world. All of these other people were just happy waiting on their chicken sandwich, and they were just like, and this guy, he was just in another world. And I just thought I'd share that with you, because there's some things you just,
I guess
need to know.
another way to relate that. Another way to relate that is to know that there's individuals like that you can just say, where is the love missing? You know, where is the love not, since we're talking about love, you know, where is the love not present? We encounter a lot of people. Now, sometimes that's just blatantly obvious. There's love missing in that life. Right. But sometimes we meet people, you know, in the checkout line at the grocery store, the lady who's checking us out, or the gentleman who's bagging groceries, where it seems like everything is okay, and we don't know what's going on. So it's always good to just be aware when you're interacting with people, as we said in weeks past, to make it a high interaction and just recognize that there may be love missing in that person's life, and you may be the only kind of display of a loving presence that they see all day.
Absolutely. And you know, that is a really important point, because everybody is looking for the same thing, right? And so that's why we're talking this morning about making room for love. If you want something in your life, you have to create a space for it. You have to make room for it, right? Because so many times we're all so full up with everything that we're doing, with our life purpose, with our work, with our family, with our, you know, responsibilities, that we don't have any room for anything else. And it's important that we need to make room for that which we want more of. And in this case, we want to make room for love. Tell the person next to you, say, I'm making room. Jesus said, do to others what you would have them do to you. Right? That is the golden rule. And it's interesting how that is in all the various religions and cultures. But what I want to talk this morning about for a moment is this idea that when we lose our sensitivity, we are not expressing our full capacity. Okay? When we lose our sensitivity, we're not expressing our full capacity. As long as you are an other, I can ignore you, I can insult you, I can blame you, I can scapegoat you, and possibly even kill you if you're another. I call it the otherization of people, right? When we otherize people. Brene Brown said, in the absence of love and belonging, there is suffering. In the absence of love and belonging, there is suffering. So think about, where does suffering come from? There's something missing. There's something missing. So consider this. Hurting someone can be as easy as throwing a stone in the sea. But do you have any idea how deep that stone can go? Right? Now we know that in any sacred book, the golden rule is the whole of the matter. It is the spiritual practice. It is the spiritual practice. The rest is just details. Okay? The true spiritual practice. Jesus said, you will know that they are my disciples because they what? They have love for one another. So what was he saying? Love is the very foundation of life and being alive. Love is really what it is all about. It's my good friend Max. He's working on a book. And the name of the book is Love is the Answer. Now, what was your question?
Yeah, it really is. Because you think someone obviously suffering, as this gentleman was, you know, to extend that kindness and love and compassion. And as I said earlier, it's just, and if hurting someone is as easy as throwing a stone, then, and that goes deep, then how it is as easily done to lift someone up and to make a positive impact. And it just requires our awareness. It requires our awareness in every encounter with someone to make sure that, I'm raising this person, elevating this person. So, as we said, practically every culture has the golden rule. Now, not all of its members, not all members of religious sects and so forth,
Not everybody practices what they teach.
Practice what they teach, yes. But the Egyptian proverb says, that which you hate to be done to you, do not do to another.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. From India, we have, one should never do something to others that one would regard as an injury to one's own self. In brief, this is your dharma. And dharma is the cosmic law that underlines right behavior and social order.
Yeah, I mean, without this guide for us, this rule of life, without this foundational understanding, this pillar of existence, nothing else matters. Nothing else works. It's just chaos. Without love, there is no purpose. There's no reason. Make sense?
In Judaism, the stranger who resides with you shall be to you as one of your citizens. You shall love him as yourself, for you were once strangers in the land of Egypt. And that can be found in Leviticus 19:34. From the book of Virtue, why does one hurt others knowing what it is to be hurt?
No. Think about it. If you've been hurt yourself, why would you want to do that? But of course we know the old axiom that says, hurt people, hurt people.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. In Greek philosophy, we had Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle.
And Isosceles triangle too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was very smart.
Oh, yeah? Do not do to others that which angers you when they do it to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, that's good.
You want me to say it again?
Yes, please.
Do not do to others that which angers you when they do it to you.
Yeah. If it makes you mad, why would you want to do it to them? It's like saying to somebody, I hate it when you do this. It really makes me angry. And so now I'm going to do it back to you.
Or to someone else. Yeah. Avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. Avoid doing that which you would blame others for doing.
Congress, can you hear us?
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about this last week. The world has a heart problem. We talked about last week that the world has a maturity issue. We're like children playing in the sandbox, very immature, but overall we have a heart problem. Yeah. We're not making that connection with one another. We're not seeing the preciousness and the valuableness in one another. We're not remembering our oneness and our unity with each other. And when we do this otherization, it lowers them on the scale of humanity. We lessen them as human beings that are navigating this world with us together, and we make them something less than human. And so, we figure it's okay to abuse, misuse, mistreat.
Jesus talked about this in the scriptures where he said, call no one a fool. And what he meant is never take away the humanity of another person. Right? Do not take away the humanity of another person. That's what he was saying. Call no one a fool. Somebody who is less than what we think we are.
And I would just put this out there, just as an aside note, that if you're on social media, there's an awful lot of stuff out there that is insidiously otherizing people. You may not even recognize it as such. Please pay attention and be aware of what you're liking, what you're posting, what you're sharing. Asking yourself before you do that, is this taking advantage of someone else's standing, their culture, their skin color, their sexual identity? Because some of it is really...
very subtle.
It is. It's very subtle. ask yourself, it's out there. Y'all know that. It's out there. So be aware, be mindful of what you're allowing yourself to engage and participate in and share.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Well, loving, Jesus said there was two ideas here. Love God and the love of your neighbor as you love yourself, right? So loving God is the inward part. It is the communion, the inward communion. It is the connection with the source. It's also the idea of self-alignment, because when you're in alignment with yourself, you're in alignment with the divine. Let's say together, I align with the divine.
With the divine.
By being in alignment with myself. Right? So loving your neighbor is the outward demonstration. It's the expression of what you have within you outwardly. Because you have been in communion. Because you have found your state of oneness and well-being. Now I'm able to share that with other people. So that when I come into a situation, I'm not there to add more trauma, more drama, right? More criticism. I'm not here to, create more problems. I'm here to be a healing presence, to be a loving presence. And that is the greatest feeling of all, isn't it? To be able to be with yourself and with others without judgment.
Yeah.
Oh, let's take a breath of that. Just said a mouthful there. To be with yourself. To be with yourself without judgment. And to be without judgment with others. Yeah. We have thousands of thoughts that go through our mind every single day. Somebody said there's like 30, 40, 50,000 thoughts that run through your consciousness on a regular basis. Because when you get up in the morning, you're thinking, oh, well, I need to do this, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go down. Oh, man, I'm not going to do that quite the way that I should. We don't say that. We say, I'm stupid. Sometimes we say, oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And we spend our whole life in this resistance to life and to love and to experience. It's not a good thing, is it? So love is a high valuation of yourself and others. That's agape love that Jesus talked about. Is a high valuation of yourself. I feel good about who I am, and that's okay. When you are confident in yourself, you know what? Other people are more confident in themselves, and they're more confident in you when you are confident in yourself. If you wonder why people don't trust or don't give much confidence to you, it could be that that's what you're sending out. That's what you're projecting. That's what your life is reflecting back to them. Does that make sense? So, if I value me and not you, or I value you and not me, then I'm missing the complete picture of divine love. I'm not seeing the big picture. I'm not seeing the wholeness. Let's say together, I am whole. I'm part of the wholeness. All right? Do you feel that?
It really does begin with us loving ourselves. We've spent so much time over the course of the past months talking about self-talk, getting ourselves to the position where we know our true value, our worth, feeling good about ourselves, knowing that we are divine beings. Why? Because then we can come from that place and give to others. If we don't have it for ourselves, then it's really not there to extend to others. Rumi said, if I love myself, I love you. If I love you, I love myself. And again, it is that completion. But we have to spend that time on getting ourselves to the place where we can accept ourselves without that judgment, being kind to ourselves, embracing everything about ourselves, even if we feel like it's not lovable or that it's not liked. We embrace it. We embrace it and accept it. That allows us to embrace and accept things that we see in other people that we don't necessarily appreciate, right?
Let's turn that into an affirmation. You ready? I am lovable. Let's say that together.
I am lovable.
See, if you don't believe that about yourself, other people won't believe it either. Right? Because you're telling them how they should, see you and how they should treat you. The way you treat others is the way that they will treat you.
But if you only knew what I did yesterday, you wouldn't call me lovable. You wouldn't say I was lovable.
Yeah. As long as you don't want to eat my face. No, I'm just kidding.
It's that idea that we have moments when we
Right.
do things that are, not deemed as lovable. Yes, we all do that. We all have our moments. We're humans, right? We're spiritual beings navigating this human existence. It happens. We all have our less than lovable moments, but that doesn't
Absolutely.
mean we're not lovable.
So the key is then, it's a practice.
Yeah.
I have to practice it.
Yep.
See, if I spend time practicing loving you and treating you with dignity, with respect, and with care, and with kindness, it will pull that love from me, right? Sometimes you just need to start practicing something and then allow it to pull it from you. It's like, it's like the old idea that you pray for patience and all of a sudden you have all these people in your life that are causing you to have more patience. Right? And it's the idea that it comes from you, right? And so it pulls it from you. It's like there's this magnetic pull from people. And they're saying, okay, who around me, who is it? Who is it that I can be around that is loving, that's kind, that's safe to be with? Are you safe to be with? That's a good question. And let's say it together. I am safe.
I am safe.
I am safe. You can be with me because I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to criticize you. I'm not going to attack you. I don't want anything that you have that I'm going to take it from you, right? Yep. There are many systems that operate in the world and many governments that operate in the world. And here's what I have come to. Here's what I've come to in my life. The only way that any government or any system can be effective, that any church, any corporation, whatever it is, can be effective, is what they do is performed through loving kindness in accordance with the golden rule. It doesn't work without that. Because then you just give people a list. Here's the rules. If you want to be part of our club, you've got to follow these rules. Okay? On Tuesdays you have to do this. On Wednesdays you have to do that. Your hair has to be a certain way. When I was a kid, I went to this church where it was very, very, very conservative as far as religiously speaking. And so I just gotten a haircut and I came in, I sat down and the preacher's and the minister's wife came up to me and said, looks like it's about time for you to get a haircut. And I said, I just did. And it was above my ear. But there was some, I've always had wild hair, and it takes a lot of product to keep it down. You know what I'm saying? Anybody have that? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
So I will be talking to some of you after the service.
But no religion, no corporation, no government is effective without the practice of loving kindness. It just never, ever works. Ever. It's all about how you treat each other, how we treat each other, how we care for each other, how we show up for each other, how we support each other. Unity, community doesn't work unless the members, the attendees, the people that gather say, hey, I want to practice this. Now, when you walk in, are there times when you find people that are having a bad day? Maybe they're having a bad year. Maybe they're having a bad life. I don't know. There's some people that are just annoyed. They're annoyed about everything. You know what I'm saying? They're always like annoyed about something. And so it's like, oh, okay. And you learn how to facilitate that, right? You learn how to just be with people where they're at in the moment. In the moment.
The first time I became a youth ed director at a Unity church, I was so excited because I thought, I'm going to get the opportunity to be with all of these little enlightened beings because they come from Unity parents who have been teaching them all of these Unity principles, and it's just going to be heaven on earth with all these little adorable ones. And then I found out. I found out that these kids were coming from homes where the parents were finding themselves being brought into Unity through trauma and pain and life circumstances, things that weren't working for them. So they were coming from homes where there had been neglect and where there had been all this. So, yeah, my eyes were opened real quick. So it's the same thing when you walk in the doors. Maybe you think, this is going to be the perfect community where everyone is just, we talked about this last week when you weren't here, where everyone is just going to be so kind and wonderful with one another, and then you walk in the door and someone gives you the eye, and they're having the bad day or the bad week or the bad life. And so it's important to recognize that, we have people in our community here that are on all levels of their unity journey, their maturity, emotional maturity, all kinds of things. And so it's like, I told them last week to kind of think of this as their laboratory. It's where you get to come in with people that are at least working towards the same thing that you are, because the people that you work with in your family may not be, but at least the people here are working towards the same thing, right? And you can come in and you can try your tools, use your tools, get some practice here so that you can take it out into the larger community.
Back several years ago, there was a gentleman that would come in and he would sit at the very back. And, he'd been drinking a lot in his life, but he wasn't disturbing anyone. He was just sitting there. And so people would give him room, because. And so he came for, I think, couple of years. And then one day he came in, he said, I got it. I said, what'd you get? And he had started going to AA, and he said, I got it now. And he was clean and sober, I think, for 5 or 6 years, after that. So sometimes you just have to be with people and honor their process. How many understand that we all have our process? Right? I don't know what it's going to take for you. You don't know what it's going to take for me. But we all have our process. And if we can just be with each other, as long as they're not like, taking over. But, after a while, it starts to sink in. The light starts to come on. Things start to change. And if they stick with it, if you stick with it, I guarantee you will change. You cannot help but do that. Because once you hear an idea, a bigger idea than what you thought in the past, and your mind expands to that idea, it is impossible to go back to that limited way of thinking that you had in the past. It's impossible. Once you hear an idea, so let me tell you, coming to Unity, it's dangerous.
In the best way. In the best way.
Rumi said, Dr. Rumi, he was the love doctor. He said, love is the whole thing. Love is the whole thing. We are only pieces. Right? But love is the whole thing. Think about that. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. So I treat, let's say this together. I treat everyone
I treat everyone
with respect
with respect
and kindness.
and kindness.
My words are warm and friendly.
My words are warm and friendly.
Say, oh yeah, not only do I have to think it, but I have to speak it. I have to share it, as you talked last week so aptly and capable. You did a good job
Oh, thank you.
last week. Acting upon what you know. It's not enough just to know it, right? But you act upon the truths that you know. If you know what love feels like, and you know what love looks like, and if you continue to practice it, you'll begin to discover that. You'll begin to see that. You'll begin to hear it. You'll begin to feel it. You'll begin to smell it. Oh, that's what love smells like. Oh, you know? And you say, well, how can you smell love? Well, have you ever been on the landscaping team?
Come down here and smell those roses.
Smell the roses, right? Yeah, and the landscapers are out there, they're working, they're sweating. That smells like love.
Oh.
Because they're digging their hands in the dirt. And they're planting flowers. Why are they doing that? They're doing it for you. They're doing it for you. The folks who clean the building, why do they do it? They do it for
you.
all of us.
For us.
For the whole. They do it from love. You know? And that's the whole of the matter. Everything else is just details.
Yeah.
All right? Let's take a moment, take a breath together. So we give thanks for this time. We give thanks for this moment. We give thanks for the beauty. We give thanks for loving kindness. I'm grateful for all the people in my life who choose love. I'm grateful for those that support me and that love me and that compliment me, that appreciate me. Thank you. Thank you. I do it better. I do a better job because you're in my life. I'm going to keep practicing love, but I do so much better when you're in my court, when you're on my side, when I know that you're there and I can count on you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And so it is. So right now, we're going to be welcoming some new members into our community today. And I'm really excited. Love it when we have new folks that decide that they kind of like what's going on here and they want to be part of it. Matthew 18:20 says, wherever two or more are gathered in my name of love, I am there in the midst. So today we're here to celebrate and to recognize all of our new members. It is important to remember that unity is not a prescribed set of doctrines or a creed that you must believe in order to gain favor with an angry deity. Unity is positive living at its best. We are dedicated to your spiritual growth and enlightened thinking. What we teach is based in principle and on universal truths expressed by Jesus and other wisdom teachers. A spiritual community is not really a place, but always a people. It's not a building, but a collective of souls that desire communion and union with God and with each other. The true church is you who do the praying, not where you do the praying. So the word unity in its essence simply means oneness. Oneness. We create this unity community by bringing all of our talents, abilities, and even our diverse backgrounds together, blending as one in the nature of the living Christ consciousness. And so today it is our privilege and on behalf of our membership to receive each one of you today into full and active membership of this community. Psalm 133 says, "Behold how good and pleasant it is for brothers," and we'll add sisters, "to dwell together in unity."
We begin with Ron Sinchuk. And I just dripped water on your certificate. I'm sorry. If you need another one, I will make you another one. All right. Juan David Medina. Do you want them to stand up here?
Yes, if you could.
Hey, Ron, can you come
If
back
you could
up?
stand up here, Ron. We need to look at you for a
Is
few more
Juan here?
minutes.
He was here. Okay. How about Fred Moon?
Fred Moon, there he is.
How about Don and Vicki Hansen?
Just send energy up to the front of the room. Just send your love.
Here are your certificates. And if I spell your name wrong, I will be happy to redo it. Okay. Whichever one you want. Okay. How about Nick and Mary L. Cheek? Are they here this morning?
They are not feeling well today.
Uh-oh. Let's send them extra good energy. How about Santos Gama? Santos here this morning?
Yeah.
Hey. Your certificate and whichever one you would like. How about David Sutton? No David Sutton. How about Madeline? I know Madeline's here. I saw Madeline. Got a hug from Madeline already this morning. And Max Mannheimer. I knew you were here. I saw your smiling face sitting out there. Is the white okay, or would you rather have the red? All right, there you go.
Is that everyone? All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. So we invite you to pray with us, work with us, stand with us, and rest with us on these peaceful grounds of unity. And if you ever need support, please speak up and make your request known. When you call, we want to respond. We honor the path that you've walked that has brought you to this moment, and we accept you as you are. We offer you space to grow and evolve in whatever way that Spirit leads you. We envision your life unfolding and blossoming into the fullness of love, joy, and prosperity. Please forgive us when we make mistakes, and we will forgive you when you make mistakes. For this is the way that our community can remain strong and vital. And so now I ask you, do you promise to respect, honor, and cherish other members in your community? Will you promise to accept people as they are? Thank you. Feel like you're getting married, don't you? In a way, you are. The goal is to have everybody in the world marry one another in spirit. That's the goal. The Bible says, "Beloved, let us love one another." So I'm going to ask you all to stand. And please repeat after me. Stretch your hands out toward these beautiful souls.
Before you do that blessing,
Yes.
is Henry here? I missed Henry Spruill. All right.
He's not here. Okay. All right, let's say together. We love you.
We love you.
We bless you.
We bless you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
And we behold the Christ in
And
you.
we behold the Christ in you.
Welcome to your haven of peace.
Welcome to your haven of
Namaste. You may be seated. Thank you so much. Thank you. Somebody asked me one time, James, what are the flowers for? Well, sometimes when you come into Unity, we have a lot of huggers. And if you don't want to be hugged, you just use the flowers. All right, let's take a breath together. Let us go within for just a moment. Just feel yourself relaxing. And just know that all things are working together for your good. And let us create more space for love in our lives. How can we as a community create more ways, more space for people to find acceptance, to discover who they truly are, their true purpose? How can we help each other make more room for love? Consider that today. And then think about your family. How can you create more space for the presence of love and kindness? The place where you work, the people you see, the clients, your supervisor, or the people you supervise. Maybe the people you interact with on a daily basis on the computer. How can you create more room for love, for kindness? And so this is the question today for your consideration. And if you listen, the Spirit will talk to you and speak to you and reveal to you ways that you can create space in your life, make room for love. And so right now, if there are those in your life that you want to hold in this time of prayer, we think of all of those who have given us prayer requests over the last month. We're so grateful for every soul. And we know that many are going through all different kinds of experiences. Some are very traumatic. We send love and light out to this man that I met this week as a group. We love you. We behold the Christ in you. We see you in your wholeness. And we pray and affirm a state of well-being for you. Hold your loved ones this morning. Envision them surrounded by love and by your prayers, peace. And so now I invite you to just sit for just a moment in a space while the music is played and contemplate this question. Making room for love. let us feel our appreciation and gratitude for each other. Let us hold space in our heart for one another. And I invite you to pray for each other throughout this week. Knowing that each one is valuable and precious. And so we give thanks now in the name of the Christ, in the name of the good and the sacred and the holy. Amen. Amen. I invite you to reach and stretch. Release. Feeling good, feeling alert and awake. And you are beautiful this morning.
Thank you, Reverend James. So good, isn't it? It's just so delicious. My name is Lisa Munoz. It's my joy to be the platform assistant this morning in your service. And I want to invite all of you to check out the website. There's so much going on, and Reverend Leah does a beautiful job of keeping our website updated, and so much information is there. So we invite you to go there to find out everything that's happening in person in the church and online as well during the week. I want to call your attention to a couple highlights so you can be thinking ahead, mark them on your calendar, and read more about them there on the website. On Tuesday mornings, every week at 10:30, Reverend James leads a meditation. So we wanted to invite you to attend that if you haven't yet had a chance. You know, meditation is such a vital practice for all of us. And when we meditate together, it can really be an elevating experience. So he's here for all of us at 10:30 on every Tuesday. So think about checking that out if that's available to you that time of the week. And we want to remind you again that this Sunday, a week from today, February 19th, is the annual membership meeting. A wonderful time, as Leah said, to celebrate all that we've come through together. There were a lot of challenges, and it's amazing, the growth and the progress and all of the things that were accomplished during that year. So come and celebrate with us. And of course, the election will be happening as well. So important day for all of us to come together as a membership. Got a few things for 2 weeks ahead that we just want to make sure are on your radar. 2 weeks from Saturday at 4 p.m., we're going to be hosting a radical forgiveness ceremony. And this is going to be facilitated by Mariel Cheek, one of our new members. And there's a full description and the registration link on the website. So if forgiveness is a topic for you, or you want some help with it, come to this and explore it. I think there's also information out in the lobby and description on that as well. And then 2 weeks from today also, our Women for Unity group meets right after service. And this is going to be our service day where we're going to be packing our school packs for the middle school and high school young women. We still have 1 week left if you'd like to contribute to our joint partnership with the community service organization, the Period Project. We'd love to have you help us with that. And we've got a place in the bookstore area for collections to be taken, or if you just want to donate money and have us do some shopping for you, we're happy to do that as well. So thank you in advance for helping us with that important project. Also, that same Sunday, we've got a Supersonic Sunday with Jeff. These amazing sound healing events are happening every month, and so put that on your calendar at 3 o'clock. Thank you for that beautiful sound. I'm feeling lifted already as I hear that. They're really, really special experiences. We're so blessed to have Jeff share his wisdom and his beautiful music and sound with us. And then 2 weeks from Monday, a new book study on a Unity classic, Keep a True Lent by Charles Fillmore. This is an amazing little treasure trove. If you've already studied it, then you know what a diamond it is and how renewing and revitalizing and enriching it can be to go through it again as a group. If it's new to you, I invite you, and I'm excited for you because it's a really, really special piece of Unity literature. And it's my pleasure to teach that book study. You can sign up online now. If you do sign up this week, I'll have a welcome packet for you ready next Sunday just to give to you so that you can start your first reading on the first day of Lent, February 22nd. So look on the website for more information on that, or I'm happy to talk to you about it after as well. We'd like to welcome anyone who's here for the first time. Do we have anyone here for the... Oh, wonderful. We're so glad you're here. Thank you. We welcome you. And hopefully you got a connection packet, a welcome packet. If you didn't, there's more. Oh, wonderful, terrific. Well, we're excited to welcome you to our community, and we want to stay connected with you. And if you're new for the first time online, please drop us an email so we can stay connected with you as well. We have prayer chaplains Jean and Dory here today to pray with you, and they would love to meet with you in our sacred space in the hallway on this side of the church. And we don't want anyone to leave with a heavy heart, or if you have joys to share, we'd love to pray with you as well. So please make use of these wonderful, devoted people. They are such gifts, and they're here for you. And lastly, let's thank all the volunteers that made our service so wonderful today, all during the week. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, in a minute, Blake is going to come in just a minute after we receive our offering, and tell us a little bit about what's coming up that involves him and the church. So we're excited about that. But thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate it. We're going to take this opportunity now to receive from you an offering, that whatever that you would like to give. We appreciate the consistency of your giving. There are some things that we want to do in this upcoming year. There's some plans we have. There's some, visions that we have, some things that we want to see accomplished and done. So your giving is so powerful and important, and we really appreciate it. Thank you. So let's say together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all I receive, and all that I am. All right. Thank you. So at this time, Melissa's going to do a song for us, and beautiful song. It's going to put you in a space of loving awareness.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear and there is no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made up your mind yet, but I would never do you wrong. Doubt in my mind where you belong. Oh, I'd go hungry, I'd go black and blue, I'd go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on the nothing like me yet. Oh, I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. Nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you, Melissa. Couldn't have been any better, actually. That was like about as perfect as you can get. Speaking of perfection, there he is.
Oh man, when James and Leah and I were talking about doing this, the cabaret coming up, the first person I called was Melissa to talk with her and get her opinion on it and see if it was something we wanted to do joint or separate and stuff. And we're like, gosh, if this one with me goes over well, maybe. And then maybe if that goes really well, maybe we'll do a duet one. And all of that will, really, instead of one, you get three. And that benefits the church even more. So that was our thinking. But anyway, I hope that you guys come to the cabaret. It's going to be a great time. I'm sure you see some of the flyers around. And also, they look like that. If you would like a flyer, to take to somewhere that you know that it would be appreciated, you can see me after the service. I have some, and I can give them to you. I think that'd be a great thing. But this is for you guys, and this is for us. This is for the church. It's not for me. I'm just the facilitator. But it's going to be a great time, and it's a story that tells kind of my story, but it's a universal story of love. It's not love, it's the opposite, I guess, or longing for love, right? But it's all about love. And it's just, I really hope you'll be there. We're going to have amazing desserts. So the sooner you get the ticket, it'll help me figure out how many amazing desserts we need to get. We're going to have methodical coffee, and we're going to have really good stuff. And it'll be fun. So I hope to see you guys there.
Thank you, Blake, for doing this, and all the proceeds are going to Unity to benefit Unity, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, have we had a full day or what? Wow. What a day. What a morning. So, is there anything I missed, Leah? Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Let's all stand together.
See Kayla if you want to get a ticket for
Yes,
the
if you,
cabaret.
for what?
For the cabaret.
Yes, if you want a ticket for the cabaret, see Kayla. Is that what they need to do? Or you can go online and you can order your tickets there. Either way, and sign up for all these groups. If you want to volunteer, please see Isla. Thank you, Isla, for the beautiful job you did last week. And we had 8 new volunteers that came on board last week. So hey. How about making it an even 25? How about that? Does that sound good? Yes.
Name tag.
Oh, yes. If you'd like a name tag, and please see Michael, who is Isla's significant other. Very significant. And see him, and he will make sure that you get one. So thank you so much for being here today. Let's say together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is, and all is well. We'll see you next time. Enjoy.
Gary.